Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Etheric Transmissions, a channeled podcast. This is your host, as always, Josh Rutledge. Today, I'm going to change things up just a little bit, and we're going to hear first the channel. I've actually had a chance to listen to the channel, and so after the channel, you will hear some commentary from myself on my thoughts on the messages that came through. So make sure you stick around till the very end. Thank you again so much for listening. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started. You asked who the council is. As indicated in previous recordings, the council is made up of 8 members, one of which is you, your consciousness, and another existence. When you are speaking with me, or rather this is me speaking with you, this is you. This is your consciousness. This is the way that the council is most easily able to interact with you, because we are the same vibrational state. It doesn't take nearly as much for you or for me to connect with you. We understand and identify each other through our energy vibrationals. We do not have names as you do in your existence. We only understand and interact with each other via our feeling of each other's vibrational state, our pattern, if you will. But we understand that you, as individuals, as humans, it is common for you to have names which you identify and associate with each other. And so even though it is uncommon for us and not easy for us to recall the name, what we will do instead is we will ask that each member, as they interact with you, they will provide you with a word to associate them with. That word will be a word of their choosing, and may be indicative of the work they perform, but also may just be a word that they like. This word will likely be in your English dialect, as this is your primary spoken language. And so, yes, we will provide that for you. As we each connect with you, Josh, you will begin to understand and feel and sense the differences in the energy patterns that are present, so that within time you will understand that you are speaking with self. Which is how you can identify me, self, or if you're speaking with another member of the council, as you will easily identify their energy patterns. So I am going to step out of the way and let a member of the council interact with you directly. All of the members of the council operate at a higher vibrational frequency than yourself. Because of this, you will have to raise your vibrational state, and they will have to lower theirs for you to meet in the middle. What this does is it affects you, your energy, your body. Because of this, we will limit each session to one interaction with a member of the council, so that we do not drain you completely, and that hopefully you can still have some semblance of a regular day. So I turn you over to the first member or rather another member of the council. Hello, Josh. It is so nice to speak with you. I am so glad that we are able to connect. You may refer to me as teacher, for that is the role that I play on the council. I am responsible for the programs which, over the course of many millennia, have been accountable for the experiences that each incarnated entity on the earth has. Everything from the tiniest microbe to human existence and beyond. Yes, beyond. For the earth is layered around within many dimensions, and within each one of those dimensions there is an explosion of life. And with each explosion of life, there is an incarnation of an entity who is experiencing that aspect of life. In your physical plane, it could be anything from a rock to the wind, a bird, the smallest ant, a human, anything that you can see, taste, touch, hear, sense within your physical plane is available for incarnation. My people were from the constellation Orion. But long ago, we underwent a process to shed the need for physical form and instead exist entirely now of an energy body. This allows me to quickly and easily navigate between dimensions. This is why I was selected for my position on the council. I will now release you and turn you back to self, as there is a message that we wish to convey as a part of this session that will be beneficial to humans. Thank you, council member. All right, so Josh, we now have a message for this session that we wish to convey. We would like to talk to you about your concept and understanding of time. In the physical plane, where you exist, and much of your world exists. Your world not being the physical planet, but your understanding of your organizational structure, which you deem your world. You understand time to be linear. That is to say, there is a past, a present, and a future. And then it progresses throughout those phases as it proceeds, ever flowing in one direction. This is incorrect. Time outside of your physical construct is not linear. It is all existing at the same moment. It is simply a thought direction to place oneself in the understanding that is the past, the understanding that is the present, and the understanding that is a possible future. Now, I say possible future, and this is important to understand, because time is not linear. At any moment, spanning in front of you, are many lines of possible futures for an individual, for a collection of individuals, for an organization, for the planet, etc., etc., etc. It is important for you to know that you simply need to want for yourself, anyone who is listening, that thing that you want to have. It is already yours. You are simply claiming it and drawing that future which contains it closer to you. You are manifesting, the word that is often used, that future which you want to have. But manifestation is not something from nothing. It is drawing the future that you wish to have closer to you. For those that are interested in understanding regressions, past life regressions, you must understand that when you enter the world of the quantum, time is no longer linear. You bring into that world of the quantum your thoughts around life and time. And so if your thought around life and time is that you are going to have a past life regression, that is what you will experience. But if instead you approach it as, I am simply going to understand the different interactions and iterations of my life regardless of my understanding of time, then that is the exploration that you will have. People often go into these regression sessions wanting to understand some aspect about themselves, some blockage, some fear that they may have. Understand that fear in your life is used as a bookmark in a chapter of your life in which it draws attention to that aspect of your life. You are born into this life having lived other lives with fears. Those fears are meant for you to understand them, uncover their source, and work past them. These fears are placed within your life as a means to direct you or navigate you through an experience that you are either making or have yet to make. Ignoring them fears and just living with them is not the reaction that we are hoping will occur. We want you to work through the fear, whether it be flying, heights, drowning, clowns, whatever the case may be. We want you to do the work to understand the nature of the fear, why the fear exists, and why you can let go of it. Again, this is only to influence you in a decision that you are either making now or you have yet to make, so that you will be able to complete this experienced lifetime that you are here to complete. Working through your fear is the understanding that you need so that you do not repeat the same mistake that you did before, which caused you to place this fear bookmark within your life experience. If you are born into this life and you have no fear, you fear nothing, then this is the first attempt at this experience. We truly hope that you take every opportunity to fully live your life, to fully experience everything it has to offer, the ups and the downs, so that you can move beyond this experience to the next experience. The individual on the council that identified themselves as teacher would like to say a few words. After that, this session will be concluded, and we thank you again for your time. Teacher? I am in agreement with most of what Self had to say, but there are a few additions that I would like to make. Yes, fears are placed within your life by you, I might add, when you are selecting the plan for your life experience. You have repeated it a number of times, and each time failed for some reason, and so you have placed this fear in your life to call attention to some aspect of your life that you wish to get right this time around. Often, when you are on the right path and you are moving through some aspect of your experience in which you were not able to complete in the past, you might have a sense of deja vu. This is simply to remind you that you have been here before, to draw attention to the decisions that are upcoming, and to not give in to your fear. The other thing that I would like to add is that no experience designed for incarnations on the earth in its many dimensions is intended to end early. That is to say, there is no experience which is designed where taking one's life is the acceptable and final outcome. If you feel that you are no longer able to exhibit the needed responses within your experience, and that you are contemplating the termination of the experience, your life, please reach out to someone you know and trust. If you do not know or trust anyone, you may contact Josh via one of the social methods available, and he will do what he can to get you in touch with someone who can help. As Self mentioned, this is the end of this transmission, and because of this, I would like to leave you with one additional thought. Love is the basis of life. Without love, there cannot be life. Love each other. Love your planet. Love the nature, the ocean, the sky. Spread love whenever you can by being kind to each other, by providing aid when needed, and always remembering that love can overcome any obstacle. Thank you again for tuning in. Until we speak again. All right. Well, thank you for the counsel for self, for teacher, for coming through and talking with us today. It's very interesting to think about life, or to think about time that way, right? For it not to be linear. This is actually a thought. Maybe it wasn't a thought. Maybe it's something that I had about 18 months or so ago. But maybe it wasn't really a thought. Maybe it was just influence from the council or other things that I hadn't really harnessed or gotten to the point of being able to channel yet. And so maybe they were just kind of coming through as individual thoughts or things. I don't know. I mean, I remember did an episode of my friend Stefan and I, who we do the Convergence Enigma podcast. When we were first getting started, we did a couple things on YouTube. One of them was a show we called, what was that called? You know what? Now I don't remember what it was called. But we basically looked at these kind of weird, off-the-wall concepts around time is not linear and such. And I remember talking with him, sitting in lawn chairs in my backyard, trying to film an episode, talking to him about the idea that time is not linear, and it's like you're in a big swimming pool and time is all aspects of the pool, and you could go to one section and it would be the past, and another section it would be the future. But I was very rudimentary in my understanding then, but having listened now to the recording for this channel, it makes more sense, and I can actually they left me with a little visualization in my head, which I will try to recreate, like Canva or something, for the thumbnail for this episode. But so that's really interesting. It was also interesting to hear from the teacher, and I'll tell you that I did kind of, I don't know how to necessarily describe it, but so when I connected with self, it was a very light energy, and I don't mean light like in like sunlight. I mean like not heavy. It really just felt like I tuned into a different frequency of myself, that's what self said, right? Is that they're just me on a different frequency. So that's really what it felt like. It felt, not troublesome to be able to connect with them. But I'll tell you, like when self disconnected, if you say, and then I connected with teacher, for a moment I had a sense of just being me, and then that I shifted over to connecting with teacher, and that felt heavy. Dense is the best, I think, word I can say for it. It's just that I felt heavier. I mean, I felt, dense is the best word to say for it. So, and then, I think self explained how teacher is just a much higher frequency, and so maybe that's what connecting with those much higher frequencies feels like, is it feels kind of like that dense feeling. I will say that whenever I do these sessions, any session, whether it be for the podcast or just one that I'm talking with them for myself, I do. I'm first level Reiki, and so I Reiki myself, and I Reiki the space that I'm in to try to use that universal energy as much as possible, without necessarily tapping into my own energy, so it doesn't drain me. But I'll tell you that even after connecting with teacher, like I still feel a little, I don't know, a little tired. So either I'm not Reikiing myself properly, or it's just a really heavy connection. So if they're all like that on the council, I really hope that I never connect to every single one of them at the same time, because I probably just want to go sleep for 4 hours. But anyways, so I really like the idea that the teacher, I think that self and teacher talked about there being kind of this plan, right, for your life, but it's not a plan for your life that some deity picked out. It's a plan for your life that you picked out, right? You almost like imagine there's like some sort of a mall, if you will, in some other realm of existence, where you go in and you go to the life store and you pick out what your next incarnation is going to be. And again, looking at me using the word next as if it's linear, but what your incarnation is going to be, or whatever, and then you pick out the aspects of it. And so if it is some sort of experience that we're here for, in learning, maybe you did pick out that you were going to have some sort of hardship in life, because that's how we learn, right? Is having, we fall down. Like I always think about the movie from Batman with the one with oh my goodness, I'm totally got a blank on the guy's name. I'm better than this. Anyways, the Batman where the kid falls in the well, and it's like, you, Bruce, why do we fall down? It's so we can pick ourselves back up. And I think that probably holds true, right? To, if we are truly here to be experiencing life and all of the things that come with it, then I think we have to have some faults and failures in order to understand and appreciate the successes. So anyways, that is the end of this episode. I thank you so much for listening. If you've made it this far, if you would share the podcast wherever you listen to it at, it's up on YouTube. I'm working every day to get it on various players. It'll soon be up on Amazon if it isn't by the time this comes out. It's on Apple. I'm working on getting it on Google, but it's a little wonky. But bottom line is, I hope to get it out on many players as possible. But if you're listening to it, if any part of this message resonated with you, if you would just share it with the broad, whatever your community is, in hopes that maybe some of them will receive some part of this message that will resonate with them. So again, I really thank you all for your support and listening to the show. And this is a really good one, and I appreciate it. So I will talk with you all again next time. And until then, I think what teacher kind of signed off with is a good sign off for the show, which is, love is the basis of life. So thank you all, and we'll talk again.